So I've just come across the Girls Aloud song, Something New, which I might have heard it before. I don't know if I have heard it. It was a long, long time ago. Um, but I didn't talk about it before, and I've come across it now. And I know they represent a narcissist dream girl, and you would look at this, listen to this song, and think, how is this, a narcissist dream girl? And then I kind of like, well, I feel like the world has been doing what they've done to me because they are setting up something because they want to reduce the population. And I feel like there's a lot of singers out there who are writing songs right now that are all about murder and death and suicide and death wishes and just narcissistic attitudes. Now, a narcissist, let's just describe this better. Um, Narcissist is sort of a pattern of self-centered, arrogant thinking, behavior, lack of empathy and consideration for other people, um, which are bad things, definitely. But if I think about all the singers, um, I feel like a lot of people, this song that's something new is kind of like about like an army of people saying how, we just want something new, we just want a different world, we just want something better. And when I was thinking about all the singers that I've talked about today and posted about on Facebook, I realized that there's quite a lot of narcissistic people in the world. I wouldn't say Nella Furtado was. I think she represents the angel of the free spirit, but at the same time, I don't think she really realized that her songs seem to be about death and suicide. Like there's the song that I've just found today, just half an hour ago. It's about two girls, one who doesn't fit in because she always feels ugly and doesn't feel like she belongs here, and another one which is a guy who is rejected by his family in terms of drugs and stuff. But you know, they're on one hand saying, how they want, the song is about basically wanting to leave and stuff and not wanting to be here. And I don't think it actually helps them, but if they don't want to be here, then it does, because it's making their dream come true. And I don't think that Nelly Furtado necessarily did that with this intention, but it does sound like from that song. I can't even from that song, which is I don't know if I want to give it. Um, the internet's not very fast here. I'm in a hotel. Is anybody out there? She looks very, very young. Nelly Furtado does in that song. Yeah, it's very interesting that that. But anyway, I'm just going to go through the list of people who I think are kind of narcissistic. You know, Beyonce. I think she could be very self-centered. I think she has a very self-centered side of her. Spending £250,000 on a pair of shoes. I think, I know she's got the money and stuff, but people don't get this rich if they're not self-centered, if they're not idolizing themselves, and if they're not willing to do what it takes to get to the top and stuff. And her character as well is going to probably is going to reduce the population by a lot, and I don't think she cares, and that's the one. Mariah Carey hasn't done much. Adele has not done much. I would Gwen Stefani. I think she definitely has a narcissistic side to her. I know she's trying to be the fun side, but her songs are pretty dark. Gaga definitely did. I think she's trying to change and not be like that now. But for the first like definitely around 2013 to 2016 or something, very narcissistic. All her songs are narcissistic. Um, Kylie Minogue, I wouldn't have said so, but I feel like recently she has come around to realize that this is just God's plan. Nicki Minaj, very narcissistic. Pink, I wouldn't have said so, but there is stuff about war and fighting for what you believe in, and that's narcissistic, definitely. Um, Jerry Halliwell, no. Britney Spears, yes. I feel like she's got a narcissistic streak, definitely. Um, I do, definitely. Christina Aguilera, definitely. And I don't know, you could go through the whole list and try and say who do you think's more narcissistic or whatever. But there's definitely different degrees of narcissists. But I don't know, anyone who's famous have got to their fame because of not necessarily all of them, but most of them have got because they idolize themselves and they put themselves first, and they've done what it takes to get to the top. Um, and yeah, I think being a narcissist is actually, I mean, I believe all these people know about me and ignoring me for 12 years. So you have to be pretty, if that is the truth, you have to be pretty narcissistic towards me to do that. Though I, I think everyone counts as narcissistic on that perspective. But yeah, Demi Lovato has a huge confrontational speech that she feels happier with, and BB Rexha as well. She knew she was the angel of chaos, and yet she still did quite a few songs. Then I think she tried to back out of it, and then I realized that she needed to have a positive name, and I think that was um, she turned. I think I felt like she turned against me a bit until I gave her that positive name. Um, but um, but yeah. Pretty reckless, definitely narcissistic. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to have like a 1 out of 10. How narcissistic do I think these people are? I think almost all of them would get at least 2. I don't think any of them are under 2. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of them would be 10 out of 10, which is kind of an interesting question, but that is an interesting thought. But yeah, that's something new, and talking about we're taking over and we're going to and that's definitely talking about all the narcissistic people, which is kind of all of the singers really, or most of them.